Hi everybody, Lydia here, and today we're going to talk about inside angles, as we call them. We call these angles, inside corners, kind of whatever you call them in your area. But we're going to go over some tips for kind of getting those three-way corners in there nice and just kind of hand applying some tape. So I have my paper tape here. It's completely dry. It's not wet. You can see there's an indented side and then the crease side. And this is really handy for angles because you can pre-crease or pre-fold your tape. So it'll fit in your angle a lot nicer. And then this sharp corner right here is going to go into our angle. So first things first, I'm going to have some mud here. This is taping mud. It's all mixed up. I am using a 6. I just use a 6 all the time. You can use a smaller knife. You can use a 4 or 3, kind of whatever you want. So I'm going to load up my knife. And I'm going to slide this top angle here. Make sure I have adequate mud coverage. And then I'm just going to take the corner of my mud here and just kind of do the same thing again. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit more right there because I dug into it a little bit. And I want to make sure I don't want any blisters with my angles because that is not a fun thing to fix. And then I'm going to take my tape. And then I have my cut edge here, and I'm going to set it right up against in that angle right there. So it's really important when you're doing angles that you don't want them to be super short like that, because then you won't have any tape in the angle and it'll crack out. But then you also don't want to have it super long and have it be all jammed up and folded up in there like that, because then you're not going to be able to get your tape to line nicely over the other piece of tape. So it's really important that you have it just about there, because we're going to have our other piece now that's going to come over the top, and then it's going to fit in that corner, and then the piece that comes down will come down and over both of those pieces. So it's really, really important you're not having it all jammed and like gummed up in there. You can also take your knife, apply some pressure, get it to sit in there nicely. That's why pre-fill is really important, because if those are big gappy angles and you're doing this, it's going to go right into that big gap. And taping is really important with angles because you're setting the stage for all of your next coats. So what can happen is you can, be taping or be wiping, and if you're not, kind of working with it or pushing it in, you can actually cause rounding out in your angles. So you see that right there? That's all round. So when I go to coat it, like let's say I'm coating that, I'm really not going to be able to pull a nice line because it's all rounded out, and then I'm going to have more and more built up and then a rounder and rounder corner. So something, that can always tell a professional apart from, an amateur or somebody that doesn't know what they're doing is angles. If they're not crisp, they're not clean, and they're not straight, it's a big show. Like you can tell that somebody doesn't know what they're doing. So I'm going to go in, and I'm wiping out a lot of mud. I do not want these built up. I do not want too much mud left in there. I don't want wrinkles. Come down. Make sure that's nice and tight. And something that can happen too when you're doing your angles, if you go too hard, it can actually change it a little bit, and you can pull up and see how that just sunk in, because I pre-filled that earlier and it's not all the way dry. What you can do is just pull it out and then just not wipe that spot as hard. But if you pull too hard or you're pulling a little too much, you can actually kind of move the tape down a little bit. So it definitely does take a little bit of a finesse in some of these corners. And then again, just wipe hard. I really don't want any extra mud in there. Okay. It's a little tiny wrinkly right there, but it's just because I jammed it up in there. And that'll be fine too, because these are going to get coated. So think about that too. This is just like your tape coat. So we want it to be tight, flat, And then when we build up on the next coat and the next coat, then that's when we start floating out that tape, and then, you know, we're leaving more mud. And I don't coat these right after I tape them. They will dry completely before getting coated. So now we can do our drop down. I'm not doing the whole thing. We're just kind of doing for an example here. And I'm going to, same thing again. I'm going to make sure this is cut really nice and straight. So I'm going to put my blade, cut. Pre-fold. And I'm going to have it lie in there. So if I cut that crooked, and that's a good thing to bring up. If I cut this all like that, it's not going to fit in the angle nicely. And you're going to wind up having a bunch of problems, because if I try and stick that up in there, only part of it's going to be covering, or only like a little part of it's going to be covering. So you want to have it as straight, well, it's not a great example because I was a little crooked there. There we go, as straight as possible. So that way we're having straight over straight over straight. That's another reason pre-wet tape doesn't make any sense either, because how are you going to cut it nice and straight? Okay, so I'm going to get it up in there. I'm going to get my tape in there. Apply a little pressure to make sure it's fitting nicely into the angle. On these guys, I'll typically start, and on the other ones too, kind of start in the middle and then kind of work your way down the tape. And then I kind of push up to make sure, like I'll kind of go like this and kind of like push it up a little bit to make sure it's sitting tightly up there. So kind of go like this. So a little bit of pressure. And another thing to mention too, sometimes you can get into the angle a little too much with your knife, and it can cut the tape. So kind of be careful with that too. If your knife's like super duper duper sharp, like this one gets used all the time, so it's a little bit softer on the sides. But if you have like a super sharp knife and you get in there, sometimes it can cause hairline cracks in the tape. Okay. All right, and now we're gonna do this side, and then I'll kind of show you how we're gonna lay that third angle piece in there. Mud. As you can tell, we did pre-fill over here some. We're just gonna tape right over that. I'm being super particular with things, but you know, your mud can move around and squish around too when you're in there. Take it, make it sharp, hold it, and then I'm gonna go in nice and tight up in there. So here's why it's so important that we do all of these cuts nicely. And you could even be like a touch shorter. You could like, we want it to be pretty tight though. You really do want it to be like as clean as possible as you can get it and tight in there, because it's just gonna look nicer. But as you can tell, we have this cut over that cut, and then we kind of have like a little, you know, everything's just kind of layered over each other. You can totally do your two tops and then do your bottom. You can do your bottom and then layer your two tops over the top. You can do whatever order makes sense for you. I don't think it really matters. I've never noticed anything different. You know, because this all gets starred, it'll all get coated, the whole entire thing. One thing though that's really, really important is to not leave a bunch of gunky mud in here, because this is our taping. We'll still be coating this. So this still needs another 1 to 2 coats depending on your finish level. So if I leave a bunch of mud in there and then I go and I try and finish it later, it's gonna be all rounded out and nasty, and I'm gonna have a hard time getting it super clean. So let's go ahead, wipe this guy down. So you come in, sometimes it's easier to kind of give it a little push, especially now that we're working with 3 pieces of wet tape. And then kind of come this way. And then kind of give it a couple of little wipes and then apply pressure. And you guys can probably see there too, see how that's rounded. So if I left that like that, it would be a disaster later. So again, going up tight into my angle. Come up in here. You can always make small micro adjustments too. It never hurts to kind of like move the tape a little bit till you get it where you want it. Okay. And that's how I'm gonna leave my ankle for right now. It's gonna get all dried. It's gonna be really easy to get clean and get a nice square corner because there's nothing that's built up in there. So let's see. Looks like I'm gonna come back and coat it. So when I come back to coat this, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Everybody does this a little bit differently with the order that you do it. I feel like I always need a warm-up angle too. Give yourself a warm-up angle. It's always kind of like, always the hardest thing to jump right into in the mornings. It's actually pretty dang good. Okay. And don't forget too, you can always come back and detail sand. Small little minor things, or little things that are just kind of bugging you a little bit, but okay. So, that is really nice, clean 3-way. I just threw taping mud on it. It's going to shrink back, so that's not how I would leave it. But you guys can kind of tell I'm not having any struggles. I'm not having to pull anything out. I'm not having to float anything because everything is taped down super nice, super flat, and super square. And what it does is it just makes everything so much easier, especially with angles, because there are a lot of them. So if you take your time a little bit, just making sure everything's nice and lined down, it'll save you so much time and frustration later when it comes to coating, texturing, smooth wall, sanding, whatever it is. Like, angles are probably the most tedious and aggravating thing out of all of drywall. But if you take your time, get it to lie down nicely, use thin mud, pre-crease your paper, and then make sure your 3-ways are cut nicely, it'll go a lot better for you. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope that helps you guys. You know, also too, if you're working with existing surfaces, like say this ceiling was textured and you replaced a wall here, I would absolutely tape that angle and then just refeather in your texture, but kind of try and scrape the texture down on the top where you are tying in. That way it'll make that angle tape sit down a lot nicer and a lot flatter. But absolutely, especially if it's new to old, always tape it. If not, you're probably gonna have some cracking or movement issues. So anyway, that's it for me this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can catch me on all the socials under Drywall Shorty, and I will catch you guys next week with a brand new video.